Hello. Welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a trip to, well, I'm not sure where we're going actually. The head brewery is in Scotland, and they have breweries around the world, 5 different breweries around the world. I should check and see where this one was brewed, and I will do that in a minute. I should have done that earlier. The brewery is BrewDog, which is famous, even notorious, one might say. And we're going to take a look at this new beer from them, which is called BrewDog Hazy Jane Guava. But first, let me introduce BrewDog a little bit. You may know BrewDog somewhat. They are everywhere in the world, and in fact, they are the largest craft brewer in Europe, who include the UK, the British Isles as well. They were founded in 2007 by 2 men, James Watt and Martin Dickey. And Dickey had been a brewer at Thornbridge before, and they moved to Ellon in Scotland, where they founded their main brewery. They got their start through crowdfunding and selling shares of stock and allowing people to have benefits, which means, of course, beer, I guess. And it was called Equity for Punks. And they tried to have kind of a strong anti-establishment, contrarian sort of image at the beginning. And they still do kind of trade on that. So crowdfunding, shares, Equity for Punks. And they also became quite well known for their unusual marketing efforts, things like putting a very, very limited beer inside a taxidermied squirrel and selling it that way, things like that. They also, their names are kind of unusual, like Dead Pony Club. And so a lot of unusual marketing techniques, and also trying to brew the strongest beer in the world. And they did that originally in 2008 with a brew called Tokyo. And they were quickly overtaken by another brewer, and then they brewed another one called Tactical Nuclear Penguin to try to regain the title, and then sink the Bismarck. And a German brewery called Schwarzbrauer kept competing with them. And I have no idea who's making the strongest beer now. But in any case, 5 breweries around the world, 78 bars at last, when I counted last, around the world, and including one in Tokyo, one in Seoul, and one in Shanghai as well. So you probably know their beers, their basic lineup of beers probably. I think what's most interesting is their limited beers, which I haven't seen in quite a while, but in 2013, a representative, Neil Taylor, came to Kyoto, and I went to the event in Kyoto where he gave a talk, and then brought bottles of these limited beers called Abstract, the Abstract series, for us to try, and they were just absolutely superb, barrel-aged stouts and things like that. They were just quite good. In any case, and finally, they have been in the news a lot for ethical issues, labor issues as well. You can find out all about that online. Just type in BrewDog and labor issues. So some craft brewers I know don't have the highest opinion of them, not for their beer necessarily, but for their practices. So, and I better not say any more, or else I might get sued. But you can find all about that online. In any case, their beers are everywhere, and almost all are competently made. Some are very good. And we're going to look at one of their newer ones now, I think. Okay, so the beer from BrewDog that we will look at is called Hazy Jane Guava, and it is an IPA, a hazy or New England style IPA, 5%, 20 international bittering units, and it says it is brewed in Ellon, so it is brewed in Scotland and then imported or exported around the world. On Rate Beer, this one had 207 ratings. I just checked, and the average score was 2.47 out of 5. And 63 percentile for all beers on Rate Beer, but only 27 percentile for its style, New England IPA, hazy IPA. Untapped, 37,689 ratings, and the average was quite a bit higher, 3.72, very, very high. This was 398 yen where I bought it, and I'm going to say that's probably around $3 something US. So not cheap, but not terribly expensive either. This was brewed with oats and wheat. Okay, many hazy IPAs, of course, have oats and gives it a kind of creaminess to it. Here, barley, wheat, yeast, oats, and two hops, Ahtanum, it's Ahtanum, and Citra, which is quite well known as a hop these days. And natural guava flavoring, they say. So I'm assuming that's kind of a puree, that sort of thing. And lactose. Hazy IPAs often have lactose. It gives it kind of unusual buzz on the tongue. We'll see if this one has it. So it says embrace the opaque, and I personally have to say that I'm not an embracer of the opaque. Hazy IPAs have become the most popular style of IPA, but not in my book for sure. Okay, so I don't want to qualify that in any way, shape, or form. I prefer more traditional IPAs, but hazy IPAs have been the thing, and of course, a lot of younger beer geeks sort of cut their teeth, so to speak, on hazy IPAs, and for me, they're kind of an upstart sort of young thing that I don't prefer to regular IPAs. In any case, a good one I can drink, and I assume this is probably pretty good. Let's try the aroma. I am getting the citrus for sure, kind of buzzing sort of citrus note. Maybe some stone fruit in there as well. Something like peaches. Pretty sharp and tangy. Guava, I think I'm smelling it. I hope you know what a guava is. It's a kind of green tropical fruit, very popular in some parts of the world, and almost unknown in others. I never see them in Japan, but they could be grown in some tropical areas, I suppose. Okay, so definitely some guava, some citrus, and a bit of buzz, definitely. Okay, it definitely has the hazy character, the quote-unquote, quote, juicy, unquote character, but rather light on the tongue. Some hazies tend to really grab your tongue with that lactose bit. This one does not quite do that. I'm getting orange, maybe some apricot. Guava's definitely there. Mild hoppiness, 20 IBUs, not terribly hoppy. So, but hazy IPAs usually don't include a ton of hops. The focus is on the fruitiness, and not a lot of hop bitterness, rather. This is okay. Seems a bit flat to me overall. Not full of a lot of character. It doesn't really pop out at you, as many hazies do. The guava note is limited. It's there, but I think if they put it on the can, I think on the label, they probably want to put a little bit more into it. This is tolerable. I guess if you like it, if you like hazies, you want to give this one a go. If you like BrewDog, you want to give this one a go for sure. Okay, it's called, once again, BrewDog Hazy Jane Guava, a 5%, 20 international bittering units hazy IPA from BrewDog in Elon, Scotland. Okay, so go give it a go if you happen to see it. And I hope you will subscribe to the channel and drop me a line, leave me a comment, and if you have questions about beer, Japanese beer, anything, ask me why I don't like hazies, okay, or why I generally tend not to like hazies. Whatever you want to talk about, fine with me. I'll be here and I will answer eventually. That's it for today. Please do take care, stay healthy, stay well. Bye-bye.